Hello. So in this video we will discuss if we can actually modify strings, and I can already spoil the surprise for you. No, we cannot. Strings are unmutable, variable immutable data type in Python. We can, however, of course, if you want to get a string which says something else, get new string which generates the result we desire. So this is, as always, discussed in the text. We will have a look at an example in Visual Studio. So we have the same quote we have already seen in slicing, and first of all, maybe let's see what we shouldn't do. So let's comment out these two lines which are correct, and let's uncomment this line which has a pretty clear comment here: do not do this. So what we are trying to achieve here incorrectly is that we are trying to tell Python, okay, replace a letter at 0th index with letter M. So replace this Y with letter M. We can try to run this example. Maybe let's clear the terminal first. Python 3 modifying, and you will see that we get an error. And here it says type error. String object does not support item assignment. So we are trying to do something which this type of data, so strings, does not support. So we cannot make item assignment for strings. So we cannot modify elements of a string. So characters are elements of a string, but we cannot change them. If we have defined a string, it exists, and we cannot change it. Exactly in the same manner as we cannot change for Python that this number 3 represents a number which is equal to 3. It cannot, for some reason, become 5. We can, of course, change what is inside a variable. So, for instance, if you want, you can change that variable quote now stores some different string, but then this string is lost. Is not no longer stored in a variable, but this string wasn't modified. It just Python forgot about this, created new string which is now stored in this variable. So exactly the same as you can create a variable x which stores number 3 and then replace what is inside this variable and say that now 5 should be stored inside. It's not that 3 now started representing something else for Python. 3 still represents 3, just we have something else in our variable, but 3 still represents 3. And we can do the same with strings, but we cannot modify the string itself. So yeah, so you cannot do this, but there are things you can do with strings to generate some new results, and so you can combine what you have already learned to get the desired result. So basically we can create a slice. We can start this slice at first index, so basically we skip the first letter, and we can concatenate this new string which is a result of our slicing. We can concatenate this string with another new string which just consists one letter, contains just one letter, M. If I save this file now and run this example, you can see that I got a new string which has a letter M in front. I stored it in a new variable, just for Python to still keep in memory this variable which I had at the beginning. So I can still, as you can see, I can still print the new string and the old string. If for some reason I don't want to keep the old string in my memory, I can always do something like this, and then the string inside this variable will be replaced by my new string. But as I said, as you can see, I will get modified string in the result. But as I said, it's not the string itself has changed. Python has generated a new string and just stored it in the same variable. So it removed everything from the variable and stored a new string. Exactly the same as I showed you with numbers. You can have number 3 inside the variable, remove it from there, and put another number in this variable. But it's not that number 3 starts being something else. Number 3 is still number 3. So yeah, so this is what you can do with strings and slices. You can do even more sophisticated stuff. So for instance, if we would like to replace something inside the string, we can start from the beginning, finish for instance at letter with third index, then add something to this string. For instance, we can add even longer parts. So right now we will have everything up to index 3, so 0, 1, 2, so these 3 letters. Then we can add this string, and then we can start. We want to remove letter R, so we want to start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4th index, the one which is behind R. Let's start there and let's see what result we will get. Let's save the file. So we get that USA time is limited. So kind of like in Star Wars, Jar Jar Binks was using a language like this. USA time is limited. So so this is what you can do with strings. So as you can see, you can do this concatenation and slicing. You can combine combine these things in various ways to get sophisticated results. So you cannot modify the strings themselves, but you can get any result you would like to have. And as you will learn when we will reach the topic of regular expressions, you can do much more sophisticated things with strings and modify them in easy way. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thank you for your attention, and see you in the next ones.